If you wait to feel confident before you start a home bakery, you're going to be waiting forever. Confidence isn't this magical thing that one day magically gets deposited into you, and then suddenly you're confident and you can start a home bakery and take on the world. Experiencing fear and a lack of confidence is not the problem. Waiting for those things to change is the problem. I really understand what it's like not to have self-confidence. If you know a bit of my story, you will know this. I'll go over it very quickly. It's quite sad, but it's fine. So I had cancer when I was a baby, and my whole right side is smaller and weaker than my left side. By God's grace, I survived all of it. He's been so faithful and amazing. But as a result, my whole right side being smaller and weaker, I've walked with a limp all my life, and I've had a lot of surgeries and things like that to help me to walk better, which was very painful. And of course, then if you look different than other kids and you walk different than them, they are just going to treat you differently, and they often don't have filters, right? Kids are wonderful, but they just don't have tact yet. So they were quite mean, and I experienced a lot of rejection and bullying, a lot of bullying, which is very sad. I'm really fine now. Don't worry about it. Basically, just I know what it's like to feel like there's nothing inside you of value to give to the world. There's nothing valuable about you as a person, and being so critical of yourself that you don't want to risk doing anything, putting your work out there just feels like it might be the end of the world if someone rejects you. I understand what that's like. I really, really do. I understand what it's like to have a loud critic in your head that judges everything you do according to perfection. I struggle with perfectionism as well, so I really understand. If this is something you struggle with, I really understand. Confidence is so much like fear in that sense. If you wait to feel confident before you start a home bakery, you're going to be waiting forever. Confidence isn't this magical thing that one day magically gets deposited into you, and then suddenly you're confident and you can start a home bakery and take on the world. This is the real world. That's not how it works. It doesn't happen that way. But I've got a very helpful example for you to help you understand how confidence works. Think back to when you learned how to drive. The first time you got into a car to learn how to drive with a parent or an aunt or an uncle or a brother or sister or whoever was the most patient person who could teach you how to drive. The first time you got in the car, you probably did not feel confident at all, right? You probably felt like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm doing. What if I crash this car? What if I kill myself or kill people? That's the direction our mind runs into. But the more you get into that car and drive, the more confident you become. It does take some time, absolutely. But over time, you become so relaxed in your driving because you know how to do it, right? You become a confident driver by repeatedly getting in the car to drive. For a number of years now, I can drive and I can look at the beautiful scenery around me instead of like looking at the road and clinging to the steering wheel all the time. I can multitask. I can listen to a podcast. I can look at nature. I can think about what I'm cooking for dinner. You can do all these things on autopilot because you're now a confident driver. You don't worry about it anymore. And it's the same way with baking. Confidence comes by repetition. The more you bake for people and sell it to them, the more confident you will become. The longer you have a baking business, the more confident you will become in all these different aspects of a baking business. You're not going to become confident in it by just waiting for confidence to strike. Not at all. Confidence is a result. Confidence is a fruit. What you do to get to that fruit of confidence is you plant seeds of taking action. And that is things like deciding on a business name, creating a logo for yourself, creating a website, creating a menu or repertoire of what you're going to bake, deciding what your niche is, reading a business book, whatever. All these things are seeds, action seeds that you sow into your life, and eventually that produces the fruit of confidence. It's not something that you have to start with in the beginning. It's a result that comes much later. That's how confidence works. I hope that this is eye-opening for you, because I wish that I knew this before I started, because I was super unconfident as well. So don't believe, it's a total lie, that you need to feel super confident before you can start a home bakery, because that's a total lie. It's not a requirement for success. The requirements for success are actually taking action, actually doing the things that you really actually want to do. Don't wait around for fear to disappear or for confidence to suddenly appear in your life, because if you do, you'll be waiting forever. Experiencing fear and a lack of confidence is not the problem. Waiting for those things to change is the problem.